Alright, well, it's finally out, Batman 86. Finally, Tom King is off of writing Batman, and Coach has had a little bit of history with Batman, and, well, he didn't like it, let's just say the least. And listen, I didn't really like it either. I didn't think it was the best. It was kind of like you had to read the last 80-something issues of Batman to understand what's going on. That's why I kind of like the Detective Comics book that's going on right now. It's because you don't really have to read everything that's going on. It's just a bunch of different story arcs that are separate from each other, well, almost separate from each other. And I like that because you don't have to rely on anything that came beforehand. But with Batman, you had to do that. This, starting pretty much completely new. I mean, you really just have to know, spoilers for this and the issues prior, that Tom King basically said, they killed Alfred, that's what happened, and Bane took over this Gotham, and all this shit went down that I really don't care about. I'm just happy that Tom King's off the book and we're starting new with James Tynion IV writing Batman. And you guys might be mad at me, but I didn't really like this at all. Alright, I'm kidding about that, but before I actually get into this book, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this. We have comic book reviews every week. I'm starting to put out some Lego videos, so check out that stuff. And we have the Superhero Crew podcast every single week, except this week because Rob can't make it, but that's okay, we'll have it next week. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. And yeah, let's talk about Batman 86. So it starts off basically the Batman's kind of, swinging through the city thinking, oh, fuck, Alfred's dead. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm going to rebuild Gotham in his kind of dream, because Alfred basically said, why are you going to go and dress up as the Batman and beat the shit out of people, but you could be just Bruce Wayne and fix the city that way? And he's like, maybe. So he's kind of doing both, I guess. So now Wayne is kind of fixing the city, but he's also being Batman as well. And we see we're in the cauldron of Gotham City, and Cheshire kills some dude and has a meeting with Merlin, Mr. Teeth, and Gunsmith. I've heard of Merlin. I don't know if I've heard of Cheshire. I know I definitely have never heard of Gunsmith or Mr. Teeth, but and there's a shadowy figure that it's obvious who the person is because they're on the first page. Their face is on the first page, so you know who it is basically. Selina Kyle is at this like Wayne dinner for rich people thing, and we keep cutting between a couple different things. We cut between Batman, we cut between we cut between Catwoman, and then we cut between like Lucius talking to Batman and all this. So Lucius is talking to Batman, and there's this new vehicle that Lucius designed basically, and it's I forgot what it's called, but it's basically can do a bunch of different things. We find out obviously that the dude, the shadowy boss dude, was Deathstroke, and this big machine thing basically takes out most of those guys, and basically this is like overpowered Batman at this point. A rope gets put around Deathstroke, and Deathstroke tries to cut it, but the sword breaks, and he's like, oh, clever girl. And then Deathstroke and Batman kind of have a little bit of a fist fight, but then Batman says that he's got contingencies for the other people, that there's these little balls that or something that make a shadow of Batman, so that they think that Batman is after each one of them, which, like I said, this is overpowered Batman at its finest. This really cool part in here where Deathstroke and Batman are having a little bit of a tussle, and Deathstroke actually hits him, and he's like, oh, you got a death wish. Oh, this is a little bit of an overkill. And Batman is bleeding, and he goes, I know, now shut the fuck up and fight me. That was pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. Then we see Selina is some fat guy that I don't know, is trying to put a virus somewhere in like the Wayne computers or something, and Selina stops him, and then he starts melting or some shit. And then we cut to Batman defeated Deathstroke, off panel, which I hate when they do that, but it's okay. I mean, it was kind of badass. And Batman says, Alfred, send a priority signal to the GCPD. Tell them to prepare 5 cells in the black block. And Lucius is like, Alfred's not here right now. Can you leave a message? And Batman's like, okay, just forgive me, Lucius. It's been a long night. And we finally see, we don't really get a good shot of the thing that Lucius built. It's like very, I don't know if you can see that. That's all we pretty much get of this thing. And then it flies away. And then we get an epilogue where there's these Joker goons that light these people on fire, and then one of the Joker goons kills the other one and messages Joker while in this van. Messages Joker. He messages Joker and he's like, okay, everybody's dealt with this and that, and nobody can say anything. And Joker's like, oh, not all of them are dealt with, and then the van explodes, killing that other one. So that it was 2 pages, but that was probably the best part of the book. I did really like this, okay? I did like this. This was really good. And that's why I was debating whether or not getting it, because that means I would like it, and that's another book to read that's twice a month. Why do I do this to myself? But it's okay, because I get 25% off at All Star Comics and Collectibles in Lindenhurst, New York on Long Island, because I do a pull list with them. So if you're on Long Island, check out All Star Comics and Collectibles, and because we got some great stuff there. But yeah, All Star Comics and Collectibles, go check them out. But Batman 86, it was good. It was. Don't get me wrong. It's another book I need to read. That's just the thing I'm thinking about, because I can't quit reading Daredevil. That's a definite. I can't. I really like Detective Comics, so it's either Detective or Batman. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this issue as well. I want to know what you think, because this is something that I want to talk about in the comments, and I want to talk more on the next episode of the Superhero Crew podcast, because now Tom King is off the book, and I really want Coach to read this. He's really behind on his books. I want him to read this book. He's really behind. Tell him in the comments, tell him to read his books. This I want him to read, because I know he hated Tom King's run on Batman. So I think that I want to see what he thinks as someone that really, really hated it. I personally didn't really like it. I didn't hate it as much as he did, but I want to know what he thinks about this. So hopefully by the time the next episode of the Superhero Crew podcast is out, he would have read this. I'm hoping. After I'm done recording this, I'm probably going to go have him read it. But anyway, guys, that's it. Like I said, let me know what you think about Batman 86 down in the comments below. You think it's a good start for new Batman arc, or you think it's a bad start? I doubt anybody's not gonna like it, but we'll see. Let me know down in the comments below. But that's it for this video, guys. If you liked the video, why don't you give this video a like? Check out some of the other videos we have here posted on the channel. And if you like those videos as well as this one, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel as well? So anyway, guys, I will see you in the next one.